This is your man who did it this time. Welcome to another episode, another installment to the Cross Reference. And the Cross Reference series covers a multiple range of topics that I've covered in the past, and I'm undecided on which topic to target for this segment or this communication speaking piece. Okay? And we're going to target it on number one, I was wrong. I've done a few videos in the past about Steph Curry, Tom Brady. I believe I did one about Kobe Bryant being compared to Steph Curry. But now we must go into this small forward by the name of Kevin Durant. And what we're not going to do is kick a dog when he's down. But I will say that for years now, up until maybe a week ago, I agreed that this man is the best player in the NBA. Giannis is the most dominant. Ja is the most exciting. At one time, I felt like Jason Tatum, Devin Booker, and someone else I may have said had the highest ceiling, maybe Luka, but I doubt it was Luka because I'm not really, I just don't like that style of basketball. Him, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, I don't like their style. But that's my opinion. But I leaned on the statement Kevin Durant is the best player in the NBA. That's what I felt. That's what I believed. And up until probably a couple hours ago, I seen a little bit too much evidence that this guy has underachieved in leadership. And he has neglected his body in several ways. And the reason why this is a cross-reference, because there was a time in my life where I really wholeheartedly believed that these guys had nutritionists, some type of bodybuilding training or personal trainers. Kevin Durant has made it clear he just wants to hoop. And he's very good at it, very skilled. We've heard Tracy McGrady and other guys say that this tandem or duo is the most skilled duo to ever play the game. That being he and Kyrie Irving. All of that's fine and dandy, but what have these guys done to their body? Now, let's cross-reference. We don't want to hear about Ramadan. We respect the religion. At least most of us brothers in the know respect it. We understand that that is a sign of a pilgrimage or some type of pillory or pillars when it comes to the Islamic faith. Their walk with who they call God is to be respected and honored. But the scriptures teach us, number one, do not do like the heathens do and brag or keep letting the world know that you're fasting. I know Kyrie has no choice because he is a public figure. However, I will name some athletes in the past, that being Abdul Rauf, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who has become a shell of himself as a man, and Hakeem Olajuwon, or Akeem, if that's the way you want to call him. The brother from Nigeria, the Nigerian nightmare. The man with arguably the best feet work to ever play the game, and yes, I said it, that includes guards like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. Hakeem may have, pound for pound, skill for skill, the best feet work. But you know what else he had? Humility, patience. In his younger years, he was angry. He was feisty within the court boundaries. But he never took that off the court, to my knowledge. Now, allegedly, these guys, both Kyrie and Kevin's been passive aggressive with his, I believe, 5%er knowledge of thyself. He's called himself God repeatedly with no type of backup behind it. No statements following himself calling him God other than Twitter bitch shit, pardon my language. But he also told a so-called Caucasian or Italian man, Nick Wright, he's also God, but you chose to be a peasant. Remember that? Well, I do believe Kevin is leaning more towards that walk of life. And maybe he's also docile, in the words of Kyrie, lacking energy. lethargic. Well, no one cares, man. You guys are men. And I'm not saying that that's the case for Kevin, but I am saying that for Kyrie. This is why this is a cross-reference series. Not a rant, but just a microcosm of what other brothers may be feeling all across the globe. More importantly, this is a rack of topics that I've already covered. Are you or are you not a 5%er? Because if you're saying you're just God, capital G, or a God at this point, brother, the way you're playing, you should be on that TNT series. American God, little G, which are nothing but fallen angels, but that's a whole nother video for a whole nother time. Kevin doesn't look right, which leads me to possibly the next to the last topic on this cross-reference series. Was this a shaming ritual, or is this, because I believe I'll be done with this video before this series ends. Is this a shaming ritual? I say that because Jason Tatum had a questionable block or hit Kevin Durant's wrist, pardon me. And the possession was under review, the foul call was under review. And we saw them laughing at the scorer's table when the Nets were clearly down by 12. And Kevin's laughing, but at the end of the game, he's talking about, we know what it is, we're down 0-3, we don't need a speech. Then it goes even a step further as we all watched the clips of the game, or if you watched it in its entirety, pardon me, you would have seen that he wasn't fighting for the mid-range, and he hasn't been going to the line that much, the free throw line, for anybody who doesn't watch basketball. It's not his game. He almost looks like a whole different person. I made a joke on Welcome to HD TV's Live that he looks like Austin Day. And that's no shade thrown at Austin Day, but Austin Day was a poor man's Kevin Durant coming out of Gonzaga. We knew he was never going to be Kevin Durant, but, it is what it is. And with that being said, it looks like a shaming ritual. That's on a whole third dimension look on things. A lot of us know the NBA is a lot like the WWF. A lot of us have a lot of speculation that things could be rigged, meaning that, the Celtics are supposed to win on this certain day at this certain time. They have to win like this because the betting line, you guys see certain TNT analysts now promoting how you can win some bucks by the point spread and a specific player is to get this stat. All of that is signs of madness. Some type of foolery is going on behind the game. A game within a game, right? But then it goes even a step further with the scripts. I have to read more on this type of stuff when it comes to, is Kevin Durant supposed to exit? If you look at that whole OKC core of players, from Harden to Russ to Kevin to Ibaka even, to Big Perk, who's in the, in the booth now as an analyst. It could be time for these dudes to exit stage left. It's a wrap. And guess what? It could be a part of his script. We can't all bend over and be court jesters and live in Hollywood like some small forwards. But it is what it is, man. That's the only thing I can think. Those are the cross references. Either A, Kevin, maybe you're weak physically from the hide and seek way of promoting your faith and your godlike ability, lowercase, by the way. B, this is some type of shaming ritual / the Celtics just came in and took y'all gold. We know they leprechauns, but dag, man, they came in y'all house, took your candy. It just doesn't add up, man. I mean, think about it. This dude must have got old overnight, like that movie Old. He must have turned on the corner somewhere in Boston and lost all his powers. Before I leave, before this message comes to a close, pardon me for the sniffles. Where the hell is Adam Silver? Where is Adam Silver? We gonna talk about the product of the NBA in another series. But I don't want to take up too much of y'all time. Just look into this crap, man. We ain't making no excuses for this guy. I was wrong. I was wrong. I ain't gonna put him back way behind where I had him at overall, all time. But for right now, he is out of the top 5 for the recent players. Alright? It's your man who did it this time. Cross-reference, Kevin Durant. Peace. Gripping the grain, I got 17 carats in my piece. Chain, I'm tipping the ball.